Tony Dottino doing my Live with Tony, wanting to update everybody on our 2022 USA Memory Championship. It is now July the 11th, and July 30 is now coming. And on July 30, we will have Memory League and Lumosity do virtual competitions on a set of games that each of them have provided to our mental athletes, and they will go on the virtual applications. We'll have immediate scoring on each of theirs applications, and then from that we will take the top 12 with two alternates to compete October 1st here in Winter Park, Florida at Full Sail University. So we are excited about the coordination of Memory League and the support that they provide to us, and the work that Lumosity and what they provide to us. And the pieces are coming together. This past week, ordered the trophy for our winner that we'll present on October 1st. And we're excited. We're starting to talk about who our speakers will be at the live event in October, and the topics that we wish to cover, and moving the ball forward for getting more and more people to realize there is such a difference that we can make in terms of improving our memories at any age, if we're just given the opportunity to know that it's possible, that there are skills that you can learn. And we certainly have 22 years of experience with the USA Memory Championship to prove that. And then the willingness to practice and put yourself through some of the mental challenges that science today is telling us is one of the essential ingredients for long-term brain health and cognitive fitness. And so with the research we've done and the ongoing work that we continue to do, I feel like we're making progress. I wish it would sometimes be a little faster, but let me just give you a couple of updates. We're approaching the 100 people mark in terms of the number of competitors that we'll have on the July 30th broadcast. You'll be able to go look at that. You stay close to our USA Memory Championship website. You'll get the details that you need to be able to tune in to the July 30th events. From there, we'll have our finalists that we'll select off, and we will invite a couple of alternates to it. So we'll call that down, and those folks will come to Winter Park to get on stage, and now we're kicking around the events. We'll certainly have a long-term memory event, and we'll put those topics out as soon as the July 30th nominees or qualifying mental athletes are found. We'll get those events out in terms of what we call long-term. We give them 30 days to study about 2,500 pieces of information, and then on the live stage, we have them go through what those events are and how they recall and retain the information that they would have studied for 30 days. We have our words to remember that we always give them a list of 300 words in 15 minutes to go head to head to remember how many words. We'll have a Lumosity game that they will play, which will help us in our seeding and ranking. We have our Tea Party, which we're kicking around whether or not we want to do Tea Party or resume. This is your resume, and here are the people applying for a position, and here's their qualifications and elements. So we're kind of playing around a little bit, but it's the same principle. People get up and introduce themselves and talk about what their qualifications may be for a position, or maybe just, hey, we're back to the Tea Party. We're not sure what we're doing with that event exactly, but we got some great ideas. We're planning this out. Full Sail University, that is a professional production studio. We're excited at what they're providing to us in terms of the host location and what we'll be able to achieve in the quality and the broadcasting of what they will do. It'll be top shelf, and so we're excited about that. And we're getting a tremendous amount of interest in people from all different ages that actually are looking to compete, to test, to see where their memory is and how well they can benchmark against one another, which really is what the event is all about. And when I initially founded this in 1997, I was trying to get people to realize there was so much more that you could do with your memory than you ever thought possible, and that there were things that you could learn to improve it. And 25 years later, science continues to reveal, right, over and over again, my goodness, article after article just coming out. Mind, mood, and memory just keeps flashing out with articles over and over again. Concentrating, sharpening, improve your memory in the process. What are some of the things that you can do to protect yourself from dementia? What are the different nutritional things that you can eat and provide in terms of your food? What happens in the age of distraction? And so through 22 years of having people come in and compete, we've learned from the mental athletes, and we've learned from the research that we're currently doing with a number of universities. We've learned, so what are things that people can be doing to promote better brain health and minimize their risk of dementia and Alzheimer's and mild cognitive impairment? And in that regard, you go to the USA Memory Championship website, you go under training, we now have a couple of courses that people are signing up for that are helping them to get on board in their own personal lives and be a part of improving their memories. And then finally, we've had, God, it's almost like every day I get a new request for somebody that would like to have personal coaching. And so people are reaching out to us in this age of information overload, in this age of wanting to improve themselves. We're having people on a regular basis reaching out and wanting to learn. So is there something you can teach me that can help me in my graduate studies, or something I can do in terms of my wanting to be an airline pilot, or something that you can teach me that help me go further in my college education, even though I'm in my early ages of senior. So it's been exciting, and it's fun. It's getting a little crazy keeping up with it all, but that's a good thing. This is what I've worked 30 years to do, and it's fun to be able to meet people and to talk to them and demonstrate to them some of the fundamental skills and some of the other issues. And it was interesting this week. I was watching a Penn and Teller show, and there was Penn Jillette was getting on a map of the United States, and there's 372 decks of cards, and he had somebody pulling a deck of cards off, and he could tell them what sequence the card was and what card it was, or three of clubs, and what deck was, he could go find it and what position it would be in. And it was amazing because we have an event with decks of cards, and it's amazing how people respond to just looking at how our mental athletes are able to put together and go through and go through a shuffled deck of cards and be able to retain and recall them. And to me, what's more important about that is that we've taught that technique in schools, how kids have used that in history in English classes. And you'd say, a deck of cards for a kid in a high school English class or a high school history class. And so you use the deck of cards to get them to put the historical figures or the key figures in a book and key data points that you want about it. And you have kids use the deck of cards and they love it. It's such a creative way to get kids to want to study, and you just hand them a deck of cards and they just shuffle it and they start playing and putting it into some sequence and in order for their own minds and their own ability to retain and recall. And it's amazing how the skills that we demonstrate in the USA Memory Championship are transferable into daily life. And people have a hard time believing that until they actually see it, until they actually get their hands on it and they participate in the event to some level. So that is my Monday Live with Tony broadcast. A few people have asked me why I'm doing 10 minutes and 15. I usually cut off at about 10 minutes and 14. For some reason, my laptop here seems to kind of cut out at the 10:15 mark. I don't know why that is. It seems to freeze. So as I watch the minutes go by on my laptop and I see the counter going to the 10-minute mark, I kind of get into a hurry-up mode and say, God, I want to get my last thoughts in before it freezes on me. And haven't figured out quite what that's all about. I'm going to do a test run on that tomorrow to see if I can get past 10 minutes and just see what the fun of that is. So In any case, have a good week. We are off and going into the middle of July, and we shall see you. I'm going to probably get on tomorrow because I don't think Wednesday is going to work for me this week. Have a good week.